Most people ask me, I have this question all the time, how do I build a cash buyers list and what is the best way to work with our cash buyers? Now follow me step by step, because in this video I'm going to break it down for you just exactly how to do that. Hey guys, Cody Hofhine with Wholesaling Inc., the #1 wholesaling coaching program in the nation, and you are going to want to subscribe to our channel so we can continue to add value to your wholesale business and help you build a successful wholesale business. Now let's get right to it. Now there are many ways that you can build that cash buyers list, and there's about 4 ways that we teach in our course, but I'm going to go over one of them, my absolute favorite way of doing this, so that you can get cash buyers today on your list that you can start presenting your deals to. So the first one that I really want to go over is just going to your local, what we see is REIA. Now what is that? That is your Real Estate Investor Association. So when people talk about going to visit your REIA groups, you want to make sure that you are going to your REIA groups. That is your Real Estate Investor Associations. They're everywhere. They're all across this nation. So just look up REIA or look up Real Estate Investor Associations, and it's going to point you in the right direction to know exactly where to go. Now, what do we do when we go there? These are networking opportunities. These are networking events. So the main thing you want to do here is network. Remember, there's 2 things here. There's network, but remember, it is never net sit. And it's easy to fall in this trap. So many people are so new going to these REIA groups, and they're just going there for the first time, but mixed in with those newbies, the people that are new, are a lot of cash buyers. They're in there. They're sitting in the audience, and they're waiting for people like you to introduce yourself so they can get their next deal. And they really love new wholesalers because in their mind they think, this is how I make a lot of money on this new wholesaler that doesn't know much. But I'm going to show you how you can combat that. So remember, it's network. It's not net sit. Do not sit. Don't fall in that trap. It's easy to fall in that trap. Make sure you put down a goal. And I used to do this right out of the gates. I would literally get a piece like a pen and I'd write on my wrist like 15, right? And I write a number. And what that would be is 15 cash buyers I want to add to my list from this one meeting. And so that I always keep myself on track. Make sure that I'm always going to do what I can to get 15. If you just talk to the same person the whole time, how many cash buyers are you going to walk away with? 1 at best. And maybe you weren't even talking to a cash buyer. So many people will take your time because they're nervous and they just say, well, I'll just talk to anyone. And so if you give them the first glance to just talk to, they'll trap you into just talking with them because they don't want to go talk to anyone else and they feel like they're networking. Don't do it. If they're not a cash buyer, move on, like get going. And so go to the first person, and I would go off referral. So if you know someone there, go up to the individual first and say, hey, quickly, any cash buyers that you know that are in this audience, do you know where they're at? And get a referral. That way, when they tell you, oh yeah, that guy over there in the orange hat, or that guy in the pink shirt, or that girl in the blue dress, whatever it is, right? It is going to, you're gonna go over to them off a referral base, okay? So you'll walk up to them and start going to town. That's when you can say, hey, Jim over there referred me to come over here. He says, you are someone I really need to connect with, and you are someone that I need to talk to. He says you're a cash buyer, you like to fix and flip homes, you like to maybe even buy homes for rentals. Hey, listen, I go out and find the deeply discounted properties. Just want to let you know, how can I add you on my list? What's the best contact information to let you know about these homes? And then start adding them down on the list, okay? Now, I want you guys to know also while we're on this video, that this video is inspired by you, the subscribers. So on our last video where we talked about, is me and is actually Tom. We were both at a home where the ceilings were just sagging and everything. We talked about a deal. There was a user, his name was Usman Khalid and Juan B. These two had the question of, we talked about how we got a ton of cash buyers on this video to be so interested on exactly what it was we're doing. And so the question was, can you go over more on the marketing and disposition side? How did you get a buyer to go up to that price? So this was talking about how we sent it out at like, I can't remember the details on this, like $74,000, and how it ended up going for $90,000, right? So he wanted to know more about that. So Khalid, or Uzma Khalid and Juan B, thank you so much, because we're gonna really address this right now in this video from your inspired questions. So thank you for this, because this is what helps us develop awesome content for you guys. So go to the network, or go to the RIA meetings when you're there. As you're sitting there, start talking to people. When you go up to the first person and you introduce yourself because you're referred to them, once you get their information, do the exact same thing. Hey, John, do you happen to know any other cash buyers in here that would love to know about these deeply discounted properties? And they're gonna say, oh yeah, Randall over there, or Bob over there, or whoever. They start pointing, right? And just go over there and do the exact same thing and wash, rinse, repeat, and just do it over and over again. Keep going and keep looking down on that wrist and hold yourself accountable. It's easy to fall in this trap. Do not do it. These people don't make money. These ones make a lot of money. It's all about going over there and developing these partnerships that you need to have with your cash buyers. Now, once you've started building these cash buyers lists, it's crucial. Your cash buyers can be one of your best teachers. So let me tell you some of the great questions that you want to ask your cash buyers. So it starts training right outside the gate. So for many of you that are now listening to these videos, a lot of you we've noticed that are brand new. So we want to cater some of these videos specifically to you to help you. So here's some questions right out of the gates that you can ask your cash buyers that make you sound like you're professional, but really what you're doing is having your cash buyers teach you some very important key tips. So here's some of the questions I've come up with that I've always asked my cash buyers, and they really respect it and love when I ask these questions. And they're really, what they're doing is they're teaching me, when I was brand new, the market and everything that I needed to know, right? So here's some of the questions you want to ask them. Ask them their favorite neighborhoods. Now what's this gonna do? This is gonna do a couple things, right? So why I really love this question is it's gonna start to teach you what areas they're interested in, and most cash buyers are interested in the same areas. So it's gonna start to teach you some marketing areas where you wanna hone in and farm so that you can start finding deals that are specific to these cash buyers, because they're telling you, I love this neighborhood. If you find a home in this neighborhood, I'm your cash buyer. Okay, now there's going to be another 150 that go along with this guy. That's what I'm going to show you, and that's why it's crucial. But you're going to realize they all love the same areas. And when you find out these areas, you now have the hot zip codes to start your direct mail, your cold calling, whatever it may be, whatever your marketing channel is. You now know where to focus all of your efforts, because you know you have a ton of cash buyers in that specific area. So that's first question, favorite neighborhoods. So this is where they're teaching you, right? The next one is what kind of, like, what style of home, right? What style of home are they looking for? Okay, now what do I mean by that? That could be a Rambler. In Utah is what they say, Rambler. A lot of people call those, I think, like, I don't even know what the style is in other areas, but essentially Rambler is like a main level and a basement. Then you got your two-story homes where you got like a main level and like an upstairs. You've got like your single family, like slab on grade, where there is no basement, there's no upstairs, it's just one single level and it's just all concrete floors on the bottom floor. There's so many different styles. So Ranch Rambler is the other one for Rambler. Ranch, there's two-story, there's bi-level, there's split entry. There's so many forms of houses out there, but let them teach you. Don't worry about all these terminology, that doesn't matter. Remember guys, we're in wholesaling business. It's more of a pawn shop. It's not about real estate, it's all about just solving problems. So remember, we're not in the real estate business, we're here to solve problems. So don't worry about the terms of what style of home. But by asking that, you know when you have that style of home, you also know what cash buyer is interested right out of the gates. Okay, so let's go to the next one. What does it sell for? So we have a term called ARV, If you haven't heard of that, I just want it very, very, very simple. ARV is after repair value, okay? So what's crucial about this and why you want to ask them these things is you want to know what the homes are selling for after they've remodeled them. What does this do? This helps you know at what price you need to get these homes, okay? So if these homes are selling for afterwards, they're selling for $200K, and you can ask them, what's the average remodel price that you do in this neighborhood? And they'll say, oh, we usually put about $30,000 into these homes, okay? This helps you start dialing in on what to make your offer on, okay? So here you have your ARV, after repair value, and if they tell you after we're done repairing this, it's worth $200,000, and usually we throw about $30,000 into it. Okay guys, we're already at 170, right? They need to make some money. So on a home like this, you need to be right around 100K to 120K. That's where you've got to pick these up for, right? That's when you know this is a screaming deal for these cash buyers and that you can make some good money when you simply sell it to the person, to the cash buyer, or assign the contract, okay? So depending on what state you're in, that's where you want to check with your local real estate attorney and just make sure you do it exactly how you should in your state. But you can either assign it or purchase it and then just actually sell the home for a fee, okay? Now with this, Brent Daniels just actually did a video on the ARV and how do you know when it's a deal. So I'm not gonna deep dive this. We're gonna just stick with cash buyers, but watch Brent Daniels' video because that one is definitely gonna help you understand how to know if it's a deal and what price you need to get under for. So let's keep moving forward. Now, what is the magic number? Remember this, guys. The magic number is you need to have at least 150 cash buyers, okay? Once you have 150 cash buyers that say, pick me, I want in, like I want to be on your list, I want to know about your deeply discounted properties. Once you have 150, at that moment, now you start going to get the deals. Now remember, your cash buyer is your best teacher. So everything you've learned from them, start going to town, start going to work. So when you find these homes, you also know who the cash buyers are. But you don't want the same cash buyer buying all your deals. That means you're becoming more of a cash buyer's employee. We are not employees, we own our own business, okay? So 150 cash buyers. Now, once you find a deal, we start presenting that deal to our cash buyer. And how do we do it? It's one of three ways, okay? The first way is if you've never done a deal before, you want to call every one of your cash buyers. And I know you're probably thinking, you're crazy. Cody, you want me to call 150 cash buyers to let them know about my deal? Heck yes. If you want to be good at this and you want them to take you serious, absolutely, it is an absolute must. Right out of the gates, do you know how many people are coming up to them and doing this exact same thing, saying, hey, I'm a wholesaler, or hey, I find deeply discounted properties, do you want to be on my list? And they're like, okay, sounds good, if you got something good, send it over, right? They're finding this from everywhere. Not just you are going to these RIA meetings to build your cash buyers list. Not you or not, these ways that you're doing it, you're not the only one doing it. There's a ton out there. Be unique, be different, and also let them know that you're serious about this. So when you come across your first deal, you call each one of them so that you can say, hey, remember me? I met you at the RIA meeting back on last Wednesday. Listen, just came across my first deal. Here it is, here's the details on it. Is this something you'd be interested in? Call each and every one of them. This helps the 150 that you got also realize that you're serious. You're a ball player. You're ready to play. You're ready to wholesale a ton of deals and bring them a ton of business. Remember these things. This is crucial. You have to establish that authority outside of the gates, that you're not just some person that's gonna just try and then fall off. Most people fall off. Not you guys. Stick with it. But you've got to make sure that they understand that you're a player. You're here for long term. You're gonna make this happen. So call for your first deal, okay? And then for your future ones, they're gonna realize, man, this wholesaler is awesome. This wholesaler really knows what he's doing. So from there, you can just do your simple email or text. Now, we've really loved text. Email was how it started, and that was something that was very, very simple. Now, what we found out though, there's so many ways to blast out mass text to all of your 150 cash buyers, so you don't have to like sit there and do 150 texts. Your thumbs are gonna fall off, right? You can text blast this, okay? There's plenty of companies out there. Do some research on what one you like, but you can text blast. Every cash buyer has their phone on them. This is crucial. Not everyone's sitting in front of a computer, and I know emails still come to your phone, but how often do you actually check your emails on your phone? I don't check them often, but a text, I check all the time. My phone's on me, and so that's the same with our cash buyers. Okay guys, now that we have called, emailed, and texted our cash buyers, at what price point should we be sending out our deals to these cash buyers, okay? So what you want to do is, hypothetically thinking, right? Hypothetically speaking, when we're talking about a deal here, if I'm finding a deal at 40, 50, 60 cents on the dollar, meaning a deep, deep discount, you want to also present the deal that's still a deep discount to your cash buyers, because you want a ton of them interested, right? So if you have a home that you put under contract for $130,000, hypothetically speaking, and when it's all fixed up, it's worth $250,000. On something like this is going to be where you can possibly sell this contract between $190,000 or $180,000 and $190,000, okay? What I want to do though is when I send it out by phone, email, and text to my cash buyers, remember, just as giddy as you are about getting a home for 40, 50, 60 cents on the dollar, you want to get them that same feeling of giddiness, like, oh man, here's the deal. So you want to send this out at a point that brings in a lot of interest. Bring it in lower than what you know you're going to go to, and it drives to this price. Sometimes when you go out of the gates asking for this price, you don't get it. They think, man, we're already at the high, I'm not even gonna look at it because I don't know if I'm gonna be interested. But if you can do it at 169 or just below where you think you're gonna get, you get now 10, 15 people coming out to look at this deal at the same time, and then what happens? That feeding frenzy just starts going crazy, and they start bouncing off each other. They start hearing that, oh man, I think this guy's interested. Oh man, I think that guy's interested. Oh man, I think he's interested. We better give us their highest and best right now. Like, we've got to give the highest and best right this second. We got to make sure Cody knows that we are the buyer for this. That's what you have to develop every single time. So price it right, and you'll realize that you will get this every single time, right? So it's not like Ron Burgundy where he says 40% of the time it works every time. No, this is every time. 100% of the time it works every single time, right? So 180K to 190K. That's how you do it. What do we do at that point, guys? It's wash, rinse, and repeat. Do this process over and over again, and you're gonna realize that's the difference between wholesalers that are just barely getting by and just barely having enough money. Once they land a deal, they finally have a little bit of money to throw back into marketing, and the ones that always seem to be consistently doing deals and always have more than enough money to put right back into marketing, so they're not just consistently doing the same deal flow, but they're always increasing how many deals they're doing every single month. If you will follow this process and get 150 cash buyers on your cash buyers list and not be a cash buyers employee and only have 1 to 20, this is how you will capitalize on making the most money for your hard work that you put into your wholesale business. All right, guys, in this video, you should remember these key points. Always have a minimum of 150 cash buyers, but don't stop there. Always grow that, but that is your minimum, 150 cash buyers. Go to your local real estate investor associations to find those 150 cash buyers, okay? Easy, easy, easy place. Remember, network, not net sit. Next, the 3 ways that you send your deals to them: by phone, by email, and by text. Make sure you're using all 3. And then make sure, last but not least, that you put those deals out at a price that creates a feeding frenzy. I had to look up how to spell this word. I didn't even know this was a word. It is a word, but that's how you spell it. Feeding frenzy. It's crucial that you have a ton of cash buyers at each one of your inspections. Now, I want you to ask yourself these questions so that we can get some comments down below to inspire future videos, but also so I can further help you and add value. I want you to clarify how many cash buyers you have, but what is the way, what's the one way that you are going to find more cash buyers? Is it simply going to real estate investor associations, or do you have a different way of finding your cash buyers? So comment down below with what way you are gonna find your 150 cash buyers. Also, do not forget to hit my beautiful drawing is a bell. Hit that bell so that you can get the alert when we upload new videos, and subscribe to our channel so that you can be part of Rhino Nation and learning how to run your wholesale business. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.